Welcome back to week 13 of the Quake Pro League, the end of the regular season. I am 40 Lions, joined by the one and only Creatine Cowboy, ZSX. We just had an incredible series between Maxter and Zanaku, and Maxter showed the world why no one should allow him to have rail ever. But we have another set coming up, Dan, that's going to be fantastic. dramiS versus nosfa. This is going to be the battle for the 4th seed. Again, either player winning will be able to break into the top 4 and get a first round bye in the Stage 3 playoffs.
Yeah, that's incredibly exciting, Homeless Henry, because we are just approaching a stage now where we see Dahang moved away from that number 2 spot.
Mine were nice. Why do you have to be... Mine were very nice, uplifting. I don't understand. All right, but yeah, go on.
I was just saying it's really exciting, but yeah, thanks for chopping in.
I had to. Spare some change. Anyways, dramiS versus nosfa. Yeah, so the way the leaderboards shake out right now, I feel like whoever wins this actually overtakes Dahang for the 4th place spot. So one of the first and few times we're actually going to see Dahang potentially knocked out of top 4 contention and not getting the first round bye, which is a little absurd.
It's crazy, but then this is the era of the NA scene. I mean, I know many people have been saying it for a while now that the lot of NA meme is very much gone. We've seen it in the previous set where we had the kind of 2 newer faces to the scene. Maybe you still hold that flag high, but everyone else is dropping it. The 2, Maxter and Zeneca can really beat pretty much anyone in the European scene. It's just insane the level they're playing at, and they're now, 3rd and 4th up in there, and we have the next 2 contenders in nosfa and dramiS. And dramiS coming off the back again of a break as well, bringing back to full glory. So it's really exciting.
It is, and the question that most people might have is, are we going to see dramiS on the Slash? Because that is where he is proficient. That is where we saw the magic happen last week. And looking forward to getting into it. I don't know if we can maybe jump into the pick bands right now and just see what we have in store for us. Yes, thank you, production. nosfa and dramiS right now. Ruins, Molten, Exile, and it looks like dramiS will have that Slash. Dan, how do you feel about this matchup?
It's going to be spicy. They both like to play fast and aggressive, and quite like the last series, both of them play around the rail a lot. So let's run through it. We have 2 very movement-heavy champions to get off the bat with dramiS in the Sorlag and the Slash, countered by the Ranger and the Visor. So I'm digging the Ranger pick. We'll see how the Visor one goes. It can be really hit and miss, and he picked that straight up. He first picked that, and so the Slash was a retaliation. Sorlag and Ranger is pretty meta on that map, so we know what to expect. But yeah, the Ranger we'll have to see. We're going to have to watch out for his positioning. Obviously, rail's going to be key, but we know how powerful dramiS can be on that Slash. So again, it's going to have to be a managed game from nosfa, playing the corners, using the rocket well to stop those pushes, and making sure he gets maximum effectiveness with the piercing sight. And then we finish up on Exile. We just saw the Death Knight there, so we know how that can get used. The burst potential is always real, but also using it on the high ground up around the Mega is really, really useful. And the Blaskovich, which has come back into the fore, particularly on Exile, and just the dual wield can just absolutely melt. And you could even use it similarly to use the Flame Strike up on the high ground on the Mega. Just pop it early, get the heavy machine guns out, and your opponent has to just skedaddle because they don't want to get melted by that.
So, predictions. I always love to see your insight and seeing, where the advantages lie and how you see things. In terms of this matchup, do you think nosfa or dramiS has the advantage, and who do you think can walk away with the series?
I think nosfa's just been playing at a really high level this stage, and based on precedence, I would favor him 2-1. I'm actually digging dramis's picks. I mean, the Slash could be a little bit hit and miss, but I also do like it against the Visor a lot, because just the lack of ability of Visor always leaves him vulnerable. So I'm expecting a 2-1 for nosfa. I could see a 3-0 nosfa. I don't see a world where dramiS takes this, though.
Well, let's take a quick peek, at least for Ruins, how people feel about it. It looks like chat has spoken in terms of predictions. 52% fluctuating between 53, 54. Okay, 61. All right, the voting's gone mad, but it looks like dramiS firmly in the place of dramiS for at least Ruins. Again, the matchup is going to be Sorlag versus Ranger. I think the Dire Orb can go a long way, as we've seen before, previously today. The burst damage can be nuts, but Sorlag has the spit, so if you don't get that full damage in a shotgun blast, you're going to be taking spit damage, you're going to be taking that tick damage, and Sorlag, of course, going to have rockets and shotgun of her own, so I don't know. I feel like you might be right, but dramiS, he's just got a little extra something. He tweeted about it, that after the break and kind of coming back into the fold, he's even hungrier than before, willing to compete, wants to put up the W's. I feel like dramiS might be able to take this 2-1, Dan.
All right, we're on opposing sides once again, my friend. Let's see who comes out top. No, I think dramiS is playing at a high level. I think in terms of all-round 8 game, I've seen more from nosfa. dramiS has been a little bit hit and miss. We've seen some really high highs from him, but also when he doesn't hit his stride, and particularly if he doesn't get his favorite champions, it can fall a little bit flat. But when he connects, he looks kind of like Max-esque on fire, really. Just absurd amounts of damage, and then if he gets into his flow, that's when it becomes scary. But I think, yeah, we've seen a good matured performance from nosfa this stage. Almost feels like he's gone into a bit of a dad role now. Max is in the scene as the kind of new blood of the South American scene. He's just like, I'll be above this threshold.
He's like, I don't need the flashy plays anymore. Just consistent, concise, and surgical. Well, we'll see how surgical he could be right now as we're live on map number 1, dramiS versus nosfa. Through the eyes of dramiS and through the rail, as nosfa already out of there popping that orb. And all things considered, both players delay their items, so they're actually still in sync.
Oh, that's nowhere where you want to be from nosfa's point of view. He's got a lot of damage onto dramiS, but the retaliation from dramiS was more than strong enough. And as you said, they have delayed their items. They're on the same timing, so they should be able to trade here. No rocket from dramiS' perspective. If he can't get up onto the high ground, he's going to have to settle with this heavy.
He indeed needs more HP, though. As dramiS a little bit low. One more bubble will top him off, and both players should be ready to fight, and it might brew out here as nosfa, you could tell he wants a rail so bad, but he's so sure the dramiS is there, and he's right. Really good weapon choice. Good rocket around the corner into the orb, and he's actually going to take the frag, Dan. What a play from nosfa. So patient.
But he is also so low. The question is, can he get away from the lizard? As he just runs, he gets the mega, but he's still pretty low, all things considered. The heavy's up. It's being delayed by dramiS as well. Small separation between the two. Gonna meet, but no one connects just yet. nosfa's living on the edge. He's gonna have to play slow. He's gonna have to listen for dramiS, and whilst he's listening, he's also eating rails.
Delicious, but not necessarily nutritious, as nosfa down to 50 HP. dramiS looking to tie it up. Here's the jump pad now on the hunt, and this should be 1, maybe 2 blasts, as the first one was a little off target, but nevertheless tied at 1. dramiS doing a good job of making sure he's able to stabilize. Does opt for the heavy instead of the mega, but can he do some damage at the rockets is the question.
The item timings are still pretty much on the same level as well, so they will continue to trade those and work around this rail-based game as we've been seeing for the first opening 2 minutes, slowing it down as well. And he's going to drop onto nosfa here. The orb comes out. Damage is good from nosfa, but he will go down. Can he make this count, though? There's still a little bit of time before the major items come up, and nosfa might be able to win both if he plays this well enough, because dramiS is so low, he's going to have to retreat. nosfa opts to go for the heavy. I think dramiS realizes that. He definitely realizes it now as he hears the jump pad, and will back off onto this mega. So a nice exchange from dramiS. He's come out on top with the 1 frag lead.
Yeah, just unfortunate there with that previous fight. nosfa had the right idea, just didn't get 13 HP left, just didn't get enough initial damage before the orb in, and huge damage from dramiS. nosfa just gets covered in slime. 3-1, dramiS looking to extend as well, as he has position on the heavy and has the rotation between both major items.
And at the moment, it's pretty unclear what the strategy from nosfa is. He's been a bit unfortunate. He just keeps getting caught in his close range engagement with dramiS. He orbs on in just to steal away the mega, but at what cost, as well as he goes down, doing virtually no damage. He's also going to spawn down here by the lightning gun, goes in aggressively. The spit's there, but the retaliation from dramiS is superb as he goes up 5-1.
And just really patient play from dramiS. Really well played off the spawn. And these rails are starting to really heat up now from dramiS as he hits another one. Almost goes 3 for 3, but he still has enough HP to... Okay, never mind. He doesn't even want rocket stand. He doesn't care.
Just needs a rail.
Everyone taking a page out of Maxter's book right now.
Apparently so.
Just rails. Just rails. This is the Rail Pro League here. 6-1 for dramiS. Big, big lead. And nosfa has to make some magic happen. That's a good rail off the bat. He has an orb as well to really push in, and there it is. But, okay, never mind. I thought that rocket was going to take him out. The spit takes him out. As nosfa does get the frag, but dramiS gets the last lap.
Time to forge a comeback. Only 4 minutes gone. It's been a fast and furious opening few minutes. It feels like it's been a longer pace of the game. And now nosfa's beginning to stabilize as well. 5 frags is definitely obviously achievable, but he's also going up against dramiS on a Sorlag, and the champion he is very proficient on. Great opening rail, but he's sticking around way too long. And again, questionable decision from nosfa. The wrong weapon to stand in the doorway with.
Yeah, he took, I feel like 70 free damage. He just stood there trying to fumble with his weapons, and dramiS just really dealt with that nicely. Saw the opportunity and pounced. 8-2, missing out with a rail opportunity as nosfa did burn the Dire Orb there, so dramiS has to know that in the back of his mind as this next heavy will be up in 16 seconds. There's the spit. Good LG, and nosfa again trying to switch to the right weapon, but taking a little bit too long and ticking away, but hits a fantastic rail shot as he picks up the health bubble. That was so clutch from nosfa.
It was, but still look at the state he is in. He's going to have to give up on this heavy. He's trying to do something. He is doing a little bit of damage, but he's got nothing to work with. He picks up the Mega, but it just restores him to pretty much his starting health. Whilst dramiS is walking around looking healthy and chunky.
Good rails exchange from both players, but nosfa just needs a stack. He has nothing to work with. We saw the clutch rail earlier, but I don't think he's going to be that lucky this time. dramiS a little bit early on this heavy, but shotgun and spit lying in wait. I like that play from nosfa, not dropping straight down into the stairwell, instead sussing it out, but taking 2 rails, and dramiS comes out on top.
Yeah, I mean, it feels a bit like he's just not connecting with as much as he would expect to. Plus, it feels as if he's not respecting dramiS enough. Some of the angles he's giving up to try and hit his shots are just too open and predictable for someone of dramis's caliber. And now look at him. He will just be going down unreturned damage once again. And he looks lost.
Yeah.
He's trying to force the issue here, but not connecting really. He's
Ooh.
pushing in. Okay.
What gives him the right? He steps in the spit. No, why? nosfa, please.
But again, look at what that took to get that frag. I think it was 4 or 5 rails in a row, an orb, and he still dies to the spit in the end. So it's just a long road back. It's 10-4, 6 frags. Finally, we're seeing some more consistent damage with the machine gun, but not enough. And dramiS is just going to drop down here, trying to contest for the Mega, to the heavy, sorry. Good play by nosfa to steal it away. The spit comes out, still trying to connect with anything, but not again! Shut down by dramiS.
And nosfa is just eating that spit, Dan. Down at the heavy. dramiS has a plan. It seems like he's not saving it strictly for the engagements down there. Great rail from nosfa. He's going to be able to trap him out in the courtyard, but a fantastic rail from dramiS before he goes down. And if nosfa can do it, this has to be the string, the series of events right now. There's another great rail, but he's going to get pushed down with the LG. Another one! And dramiS down to 25 HP. A little bit of a rocket jump there as nosfa trying to close the gap. And okay, rocket right to the talons of dramiS. But still, 5 frags down. More is needed. Missing with that initial rail, and that might be where the magic ends for nosfa. Almost gets gauntleted, but again, the spit. No. Oh, nosfa, please. dramiS is just a bully with the spit now. But the refrag actually comes out early. 2 minutes, 5 frags, Dan. What do you think?
I don't think it's possible. This is a good start, though. As I say that, the orb was used to secure the kill, so you won't have it for another follow-up. It is possible, but a Sorlag and the way in which dramiS is connecting means it's slim at best. It is game on, though. 13 seconds before the Mega. Big separation between the 2 items, finally. And nosfa feels like an age before he's been picking them up. We'll be working them.
Oh, I like that patience from nosfa, but can he land the damage? Big rockets from dramiS in the LG. dramiS just too good.
he's just been hitting hard. Again, it does feel that nosfa has not been playing his best game, but dramiS has come to play. He wants to secure that top 4 spot, and at the minute, looks like he's good money for it.
Definitely a strong start to the series and to his cause on breaking into the top 4 and getting that first round bye in the playoffs. 63% rail for dramiS. Not bad at all. Only 2 megas to his name. But that has not deterred him from taking this one. 14-8, just a tickle will do, as nosfa adds another one, 14-9. And I mean, you take away, what, 3 of those spit kills? This game is obviously a lot closer. dramiS hits him again with the boop! Oh. dramiS really just wants that gauntlet frag. He's like, you keep getting in my personal space.
Yeah. This kind of shows slight vulnerability to dramiS as well. For as good as he was playing, he's given up 10, maybe 11 frags in all contexts. So, again, an area of improvement for him would be a way to manage his opponent's aggression, to limit that. Because nosfa doesn't feel like it was as close as a 14-11 scoreline the way dramiS was playing.
Yeah.
14-10.
nosfa takes out nosfa to end it. And I think the important thing to take away from this is dramiS, they both played a good game, but dramiS was able to utilize the spit and the stack a lot. Going into Molten, not going to have that. It's going to be Visor versus Slash. If anything, dramiS is going to be extremely squishy. He can't really take the engagements that he was taking down by the Heavy. So I hope, for his sake, that he has that swap and play style, because I give a slight advantage to nosfa in this. I know that the vision isn't that great on Molten, and if anything, the Slash's trail might be better for mobility, but I feel like the way that nosfa was conducting himself mechanically and in the fights might side himself towards taking away the second map and sending us to the third as the decider. But well played from dramiS on this first one.
Yeah, but it did feel like a lot of those close range engagements were awkwardly forced by nosfa, particularly in the early game.
With the dire orb into the spit, yeah.
Yeah. But it was the rail that was obviously the most powerful tool for dramiS, and that's what the Slash gives you. Once again, it's the opportunity to take up positions early, to catch your opponent off guard and to force it, and it's only when they're weak can you follow up. So it will be up to nosfa to manage that tempo. He was trying to force these fights to close combat, and a lot of them weren't working out, so he won't be able to do that as effectively on the Visor. But again, the vision can be extremely powerful if you use it in the right moments, and he's going to have to play a bit slower than he did on this map.
And to be fair, I mean, damage was pretty much equal. nosfa was going toe-to-toe with rail damage. The accuracy was a little bit off, but again, nosfa has a rail of his own, so we will see exactly who reigns supreme on Molten, and I feel like the rail, again, for these players is going to open up everything, as we will see. And I actually forget, I mean, for those playing the home version, what server that was on. If that plays into it at all, I'm not really sure. It looks like that first server was technically on NA. So we're going to be going to the SA server now. So I don't know. Does that sway you in any way, Dan?
No.
Okay, glad we had a chat about that and got that out of the way, cleared that up immediately. Molten Falls is going to be map number 2 again between dramiS and nosfa. We will get into it shortly. Again, these players are playing for top 4. Top 4 is important because you get a first round bye for the Stage 3 playoffs. And again, once we get to the playoffs, it's all about endurance. You're playing best of 3s up to best of 5s. It's just grueling. You have so many matches and everything is on the line. So that first round bye is just so important.
It's also really important from a mental point of view, particularly now you're effectively removing from Dahang from the equation. So it just, in terms of the pecking order, how you feel about going into the finals, it's everything about it. What is making you chuckle?
just our conversations. And it's always a pleasure, Dan. It's always a pleasure.
I'm so glad.
Why? Homeless Henry?
Hold
like, I'm not
together.
even a Henry. I don't understand. It hurts down here.
Henry the Hoover. You just hoover up all the food.
There we go. Now we're talking. See, I can get behind
There we
this.
go.
This is poetry in motion. This is magic. We're like in the writer's room right now as we're waiting for map number 2 to start. And there it is. Fantastic. Molten Falls map number 2
God.
between dramiS and nosfa. Get me out of here. dramiS and nosfa live map number 2 as dramiS has the map advantage.
He does. He has a momentum advantage as well. Looking much more on form than nosfa, but statistically it wasn't as bad as it felt in game. nosfa did stabilize with the megas, but slightly higher percentage of rail for dramiS.
nosfa nice and wary before those rockets. Is lacking a rail, and dramiS knows all about that, waiting to deal big damage. As nosfa might come around the banana, maybe through upper ground. The tribal will give him away, and dramiS barely missing out on that rail. And there's the drop. nosfa is going to go toe-to-toe. This might be bad. Big shotgun damage, but bigger rocket damage, and nosfa comes out on top. And just a flub there from dramiS as just wrong weaponry out, dropped in, full commitment. nosfa took advantage.
Yeah, you see the shake of the head. He felt he had the opportunity to close the gap, use the shotgun to get in his face, but the execution was not good. It does give nosfa a much-needed frag to start this game.
Missing with the rail, and the LG is enough to make nosfa think twice. Didn't really deal the damage he wanted, but he is able to get back to this mega. But can he contest for it? There's the snail trail, and the tri-bolt is so good, and nosfa gets caught out trying to grab the 50 shard, and he might go down here. Ooh, okay.
Oh, catches him around the corner, and that's exactly what he needs to do. Broke his ankles there, but if you catch Slash in a doorway, in a choke point, around a corner, that's exactly what you want. The vision comes out, just doubles back in time. Nearly a big rocket raining down from above from nosfa. 2, 3 with the rail. Great damage, completely managing the stack of dramiS at this stage. With the mega coming up now, he needs it to get back into it. dramiS pushes in aggressively, but eats a rocket for his troubles, and there's a second. Another fairly awkward encounter. nosfa, this is what we wanted to see. A slower paced game, work around the items, and just catch him in close range fights.
Hit him with dunks, Dan. Up close and personal, 2-0 for nosfa. Looking stronger as dramiS isn't connecting with the rails we saw before. Very unfortunate here. He's 0 for 7 right now. Really horrific start with the railgun for dramiS, unfortunate.
Trading items once again, but nosfa getting away with the mega time and time again. He's using the vision to secure it, just to track the movement of dramiS and get the jump on him. Once again, working the vials well, and now he's going to move in. He's still got timing on the heavy, he knows exactly what it is, and he steals it away. This is painful for dramiS. He needs to connect with a rail, but he actually swaps out to the lightning gun, and he hits a rail, but on death, he's now 3-0 down. This is much more controlled. This is what we wanted to see in map 1 from nosfa.
Yeah, really patient, reserved play, lining up the shots that he needs to hit. It is very difficult to hit a Slash, especially full momentum, but nosfa makes it look easy with the jump across. Wow. Picks him out of the sky, drops down, a little bit of LG damage, but gets pushed off the middle ground, and dramiS is going to be able to stay alive. Grabbing a light as nosfa makes a break for the heavy, and the snail trail comes out. Wow, that rocket was so good, it almost takes him out with his dying breath. 2 HP, nosfa somehow survives.
He does, but he does survive, and he's now extending the lead once again. And it's as you said, Forley, slow and controlled. Doubling back around, he doesn't know when the mega's up, it looks like, which could be an error if he waits around here. The fact that dramiS is positioned so far away should give him an indication that he's now fudged up, but he is also now too late for the heavy as well. So this could be a big shift in momentum as dramiS has got full map control, completely uncontested.
nosfa hears those skates. Just lying in wait. He's going to swap to rockets before he drops down in the middle ground and somehow hits a fantastic rail. Those are not easy against a speedy Slash, but nosfa making it happen here. dramiS still running the items, though. Big rocket.
Being at fighting stack is fine for nosfa if he plays these corners and just connects in the short to mid-range, which is exactly what he's doing, and this is how you play against a Slash. And at the moment, it doesn't feel like dramiS has got an answer.
Oh, beautiful combo as nosfa gets the string of LG into the rail, jumping across 6-0. And yeah, as you said, kind of when you play against a Slash, let them just slide their way around and run into rockets and damage. And nosfa's just posting up, taking good corner positioning, dealing good damage and following through. And that's really all it is. It's a sound game, and it's just working really well for him.
So I guess the question is what can dramiS do to get back into it? And there's a start hitting the rail. A little bit early for the mega though. He's going to need a lot of damage taking it. There you go, 3 big rockets, and there'd be another frag for nosfa. It just looks so easy.
That hurts real bad. 7-0, and even with the mobility, I feel like One more frag, and this is just I mean, it might be over now, Dan, but oh, very close, but he can't even peek that again. And oh, he almost got it. Great rail, and dramiS comes out on top as nosfa with that self-damage of the rocket. Eats a rail and then eats a follow-up, and dramiS has an opening. There's another fantastic rail, and now the chase is on. There's another one with the jump pad. dramiS is starting to heat up.
Some people call him Draxter, as he is flying around hitting all these rails. And we said, what can he do to get back into the game? Well, it's just...
Oh my god, what a rocket!
He's gone!
Oh, nosfa turning into Jeffrey Bezos right there and just launching dramiS into the atmosphere. What a direct air rocket. That's going to get clipped a billion times. nosfa, you beast.
Unexpected, but it works. And there is still time for a comeback. We've seen bigger ones before, particularly with a slash at his disposal. Just the way in which nosfa is playing as a slash, he's making sure he's playing so safe and secure, working the angles, working the corners, and being proficient with his damage. Even if he doesn't pick up the heavy though, so that could be important.
Surviving with 2 HP off the back of that needs to be very careful, but at the same time, time is ticking. So he's going to have to start doing more and more Hail Mary risky plays here. Dives in on the Mega, takes a little bit of damage, but he's going to be okay with that as the stack is still relatively decent. Making his way back to the LG and grabbing all the time shards he can to keep having that trail. Is going to get caught out, jumps over the rocket, but doesn't quite make it past the second choke point to get in nosfa's face. So we're going to see the shift in nosfa's playstyle being more hyper defensive, even more corner play. Yep. And dramiS is going to be full pedal to the metal.
But he still needs to have a presence on the map and contest the items. Because if you just give all the space in the world to dramiS and the full item control, then he can make it count. And then there we go once again. He's going to find him at the choke point and just somehow he doesn't even get the item.
So fortunate for dramiS. And nosfa just went full Ninja Metal Gear Solid mode for a second there, but now he's getting caught out again. And dramiS, there's a light here, Dan. 90 HP and the heavy armor. This could be something glorious from dramiS.
It really could be. And nosfa now a little bit troubled, although the slash stack is now very manageable if he does meet in an encounter. Is nosfa going to contest for this Mega? He does. He misses the rail though, has to now retreat. Tries to go for another angle, but loses one himself. And here comes the slash. He doubles back, tries to be creative, but it doesn't last long. And it's going to be 6-8-40 just before the heavy.
Incredible. dramiS, knowing he has the speed, puts down the trail, forces nosfa in one direction, and then follows up. Really well played. And with the speed that dramiS has, and he's heating up in the aim, this could be just an absolutely insane comeback. Big rockets, though, from nosfa in the choke point. That's going to send dramiS packing, but that's fine because he knows the Mega's up.
Exactly, and that's when you can push out when you have this full stack. You don't need to play the items on a rotation. You can overextend, you can overcommit. There was a lot of damage done by nosfa, and this time he expects it. So he does a lot of damage, and he wins himself of such a crucial item.
Yeah, and after that, absolutely just painful miss on the Mega. Redemption as he grabs this heavy, which could be the one to seal it here. dramiS needs big damage around the corner. He's going to drop down early. Big rocket from down below. A little bit of LG as well. nosfa needs to be careful, but he wants to try and end it right here. And the trade comes out, and the Mega is still left.
Oh my word.
dramiS gets the God spawn.
He does, but there's 5 seconds before this heavy. He should be able to contest it. dramiS tries to move across, but nosfa's there to stop him in his advances, and he's now extremely low, but he has to do something. He has to make a move. He drops, he misses, he connects. nosfa's healthy though. The rail will stall him, but he's so low that he can't do anything.
This is the rail. nosfa gets caught out. The opportunities are here for dramiS, but he has to chip away, and nosfa puts him down.
Huge sigh of relief for all the nosfa fans out there. It looked like the dramiS train was not coming to an end, but it has been stopped in his advances. 11-7 now. Wipes the beads of sweat away, because that was much closer than it should have been. You know, 3 minutes ago we're working with nothing. All of a sudden we had a close game.
Wow. What a way to end it, too. And throws off the headphones. He's going to take a little bit of a walk there as he needs a breather. nosfa, well done. We're going to go to map number 3 as the decider, but that one was a rough one. You see the frustration, kind of, the relief pouring out from nosfa. What a game, Dan.
What a game, and it was really well managed for large periods of the game, up until that point where Slash got the critical mass. I think it came off of the back of the missed timing from nosfa, where he gave up both major items and was a little bit at sea. And thereafter, we saw how powerful Slash can be, and coming back into the game. And this fight was awkward at best. And if he didn't give that away, he might have won the game. But from there on out, nosfa did capitalize for large periods of the game. It was so well managed. And honestly, dramiS looked kind of lost with how well nosfa was playing. But equally, as soon as Slash had the advantage, did feel that nosfa retreated into himself.
Rocket is so bonkers, man.
Didn't pressure the items enough.
nosfa sends him off. Oh man, what a shot. And this one too, just missing that mega. Wow.
Yeah. That was an important trade by dramiS as well. Kept him in the game for the last minute.
We're
there
just
we go.
Spoiled, rotten. 12-7, nosfa takes map number 2. We are going to go to the third as the decider for the series. And again, you couldn't have asked for anything better. The winner of this is going to potentially, I think, break into top 4. Now, it looks like if I take a quick peek, nosfa sitting at 14 map wins previous to this, and dramiS at 13. So yes, I think anybody that wins, whoever wins this, will knock Dehang out of the 4th place spot. So this is for the first round by berth, and it comes down to the last map. Exile, DK for dramiS, BJ for nosfa.
And more importantly, it's who wins between us.
That's true. That's what matters the most. I already forgot who I said. dramiS? Okay, yeah. I can't read my chicken scratch, Dan, okay? It's hard to write when you're homeless. 12-7 was the score again for Molten Falls, as we are waiting to get into map number 3. For those playing the home version, this will be another NA server. So whether that has any bearing on your predictions, the information is yours to do with what you will. As I'm going to take a quick look at the predictions. Dan, please, this is a professional broadcast.
Yeah, you just look more and more degenerate as every time we come back to you, just slowly deteriorating before our very eyes.
I'm falling apart at the seams, man. All right, just hold it together.
We
got a couple more steps, and then we could just all go our separate ways. I could walk into the sun. 54% for nosfa on map number 3, Exile, as I will exile myself after this Quake Saturdays. Everybody, we're doing it. Yeah. It's a wonderful day for fragging.
It's glorious. It's glorious. And at least I'm not erupting this week. I don't know if you saw my last cast.
I always said you were a bit of a hothead.
From PGL. Yeah, I was, yeah.
I hate
pushed too far, PGL. Yeah, thank you. What is going on today? This is Clown Fiesta 40. Pull yourself together.
All right. All right, we're back. We're back. We're going to get into map number 3. Exile again. It's going to be DK versus BJ, and this one is for the 4th seed. First round bye in the Stage 3 playoffs for Season 2. This is for all the marbles, and you already saw nosfa have just such a sigh of relief after that close game. He's got to shake the cobwebs off and go full focus, as does dramiS. This one is for the 4th seed, first round bye, and it matters so much, as you said, for the mental game, for the endurance, confidence going into it. And we're getting into it right now. Map number 3 is live between nosfa and dramiS. The battle for the top 4 seed is live right now in Exile.
Yeah, we do have the BG up against the Death Knight. We've already seen the Death Knight on this map earlier today. We just know, there you go, what can happen if you run into a Flame Strike. But equally, if you get caught off guard, even for a second by the dual wield, it has the same effect. So pretty evenly matched in that regard. The passive regen of the Vlaskovich is also quite important.
There's the dual wield, but he's taking so much damage off the bat. Huge chunky rocket around the corner. And that one makes dramiS flee towards the heavy. No! I'm a liar! What a rail from dramiS!
Oh no, he's going back for more. Shotgun comes out. The Flame Strike barely connects. Fortunately, nosfa gets out for now. It doesn't have anything to work with though, weapons-wise. So dramiS is going to stick around, trying to hit a rail. Ooh, nearly. nosfa lives to fight another day.
Tri-Bolt making dramis's life a nightmare. But that rail made... Okay, just hits him with the vertical rocket into 2 rails. dramiS wants that first round by 3-0, 1 minute 20 in.
That's a punch to the gut right there, getting that spawn and just, what do I do here, friends?
Somebody help.
Not a lot. Yeah.
Not the start that you'd want, but plenty of time. Just going through the telly, missing out. dramiS able to claim that armor shard, and he's going to make the play based off his opponent right now. And there's the flame strike, little bit of damage. Actually, make that a lot of damage.
Ow.
As he is just burning alive.
So much damage from the low ground as well. nosfa, I think he has position to do anything. Going to work his way onto the Mega, but he's a little bit early, and dramiS is going to hold ground, spam it out. Try and do something. nosfa is just
Doesn't
going
get
full.
any damage, Dan.
Yeah.
dramiS got nothing with that.
This is an interesting engagement. Once again, off the spawn. 4 seconds to go. Will dramiS try and press this? Depends which spawn he gets. Looks like he's spawned quite a far away, so has to respect that and just work some weapons instead.
Decent flame strike there, but not enough to get burn damage, as nosfa can grab a 25 bubble anyway, and that saved his life here. Great jumping rail. We saw that work earlier for dramiS, but doesn't get the frag this time. Both players extremely weak as nosfa grabs another 25, 75 apiece now for each player, as dramiS lying in wait, waiting for that lower armor shard. Can nosfa find him? He's going to prioritize the heavy instead, but there might be a battle here at the rail, and I think he heard the jump pad, so nosfa knows where dramiS is and almost gets a rail shot. dramiS fires back and he will miss. nosfa with the follow-up will connect. dramiS in a bad way right now, Dan.
Really bad way, and with such a big split between the major items as well, nosfa can actually form quite a strong comeback here. He's got control of both major items, and now it's actually quite difficult to get reset on Exile. Oh, going up backwards, you free runner. But he has been pushed away now, and dramiS is more than ready with the timing on the heavy. So that's a good way to recoup, but he hasn't got a rail. And we know that means nosfa can work around that weapon.
A little bit of parkour, why not? As nosfa trying to battle from the low ground, trying to time the telly, and he does, and doesn't really dodge the flame strike. Ooh, doesn't dodge that rocket at all. So that puts him down to 63. Should be able to use the passive to heal back up to 75, and he does, but he's still railable. dramiS flying in with the lightning, and just up close puts the rocket in his face mouth and takes that frag. 5-3. nosfa with an unfortunate spawn again. dramiS using that well, but not getting a lot of damage that time.
No, and the big mistake for me was going down to get this light armor. It cost him so much time that dramiS was able to set up early for the heavy, and it completely pushed nosfa off the map. And dramiS capitalized upon that, getting perfect positioning. And once you get up there as a Death Knight with the flame strike by the Mega, I mean, you just get out of dodge if you're an enemy, because you just will burn alive. So really well played by dramiS to get back into the lead. 3 frags now. He's quite healthy. He's also got perfect timing over by this heavy, and we've seen that time and time again. nosfa going to push in, but once again, how does dramiS do it?
Well, nosfa assisted a little bit on that one, unfortunately. Mistiming that rocket and clipping the ledge and going flying, as now it's a 4 frag deficit. And Dan, the pressure is mounting. nosfa knows that this is for that first round bye, and that can't really play into his aggression or his strategy. He has to stay calm, but he's eating a rail. He's in a bad way again, as dramiS just seems to be dominating right now.
He is. He looks very comfortable. He's been healthy for quite a while. nosfa's not finding... What?
Just a shoulder, just a little shoulder. You don't need that.
Looked like it was through at least one
Oh my
wall.
god.
And there's a full rocket. Just hand in the notice, nosfa. This is looking painful, and he's stabilizing, but it just feels inevitable again that dramiS is going to be getting the next frag. He's uncontested on these major items.
And down, it happened!
He got
it happened! Sync error, Siren Song takes another one. Even on a Saturday, no one is safe. 6-3 right now. There's the drop, but he doesn't even see him. dramiS trying to... Oh no, that was the perfect opportunity. nosfa comes out on top. Now he's 2 frags away from tying this one up.
I said, what's the way back into this game? Well, bullshittery apparently, as he gets knocked into the void fully stacked.
Pure skill. 3 down now. dramiS is able to add 1 to the body count. 4 minutes left. Sometimes the void beckons, Dan. Dual shotgun, is it going to be enough? No, dramiS puts a stop to that.
And now he's looking to stabilize. Maybe slightly more cautious over by the pits than he would have been otherwise, but still in a good position. Mega's going to be up, and he's in perfect timing to do some damage. The Flamethrower comes out, doesn't do as much damage as he would have hoped, but he is ticking away, and that rail could have been crucial, but now missing it means nosfa can push in, and he's going to need to because time's clicking away. Every time he does that, dramiS always hits 100% LG. He's dropping.
Oh
What?
no. As the corpse sliding across the ground, 8-4 is where it remains. 4 frag deficit. Good rail from nosfa. Up close, the rockets. Wow, somehow dodging that one. Can he get it? He doesn't. dramiS comes out on top of the shotgun. And the gap is getting more and more steep for nosfa to try and climb, and this is going to be bad. 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes now, and somehow the vertical rail into the flames, burning nosfa alive.
He got levitated by fire, and that's not where you want to be. He's going to have to keep pushing at this point, and now it just feels over. Desperation is definitely more than set in for nosfa as he continues to hold W, and it's not giving him any reward at this point. It's just running in, and dramiS is set up like a Counter-Strike player with the angle pre-held. It's ruthless.
Yeah, it's just a surge from dramiS right now of energy, and again, nosfa put in a position where he has to plus forward, and dramiS isn't going to miss the easy ones. Oh,
style points!
Wow! Get this man a Pepsi! As dramiS popping off, and I think with 2 minutes left, we can say he has firmly secured his spot for a first round bye in the Stage 3 playoffs. nosfa with a good frag jumping down with the rockets, but I just don't see it, Dan. And to come back from injury, to have this kind of renewed sense of competition and just eagerness to play and be better, I think dramiS has just shown everyone sometimes a break, and you know, sometimes literally not being able to play the game makes you more thankful for the opportunity, and he's just playing out of his mind.
And that's exactly what we said. There's many factors here. I mean, particularly in the esports scene, you don't have a time to really mentally reset because you're always at your PC, you're always playing. So he was forced into a situation where he wasn't able to do that. And I think you see, as a consequence, he does seem a much more refined and stable player than we've seen in the past. He's always been a great talent, but it does feel that now he's reaching a new level, mechanically and strategically. And maybe part of that is just that period of downtime where, as you say, he feels reinvigorated to be back. But also you develop when you're not actually doing the skill you're practicing. And so, you know, maybe he just has had that time to develop. So it's been really good to see him back. He's had a short period of time to fit all of his games in, which might have helped as well. But either way, to see him in the top 4 and someone like the Hang move out of it now, NA Quake is evolving like a majestic Pokemon.
Indeed. And the entire time we've been ranting on, nosfa has been just piling on frags, but I think the buffer is large enough to where dramiS can just sit this one out. But you know, to nosfa's credit, he played till the end. No signs of stopping. dramiS able to take that one and add another one, 16-10.
Yeah, I don't think I gave enough credit to dramiS into the intro. I mean, I haven't seen all of his games, partly because he missed so many weeks, but yeah, he's definitely come a long way, and he's shown at least me up today, and sure gained a lot of fans and respect going into the season finals.
Indeed. Pepsi's in the chat for dramiS. If you're a dramiS fan, he officially takes the set 2-1 over nosfa, and that should give him a berth into the first round bye, unless I've gotten something horribly wrong, which probably could happen. But more importantly, I'm right, Dan. So that feels pretty good. I'd like to thank the Academy for this opportunity and everyone in Twitch chat for believing in me. Look, it was a fantastic set. nosfa, I mean, a little bit of a heartbreak there as dramiS just kind of busted that one open early, it felt like. nosfa fought back, but the deficit was just too strong. You know, still down 5 with 30 seconds left. There's no real way you can come back from there. As we take a look at the highlights, so dramiS seals it. Well done to him. And again, that renewed source of energy and competitive drive after the break is fantastic to see.
It was, and again, this is one of my favorite players to watch because it's always full force, proactive, aggressive Quake, and when he has as much mechanical skill as he does, it just makes you question how it's possible a lot of the time. And that throw right there was worthy of Jordan. That was so nice.
Oh man, just a hell of a series. And again, there it is, the thumbs up. He knows. He's gonna crack an ice cold Pepsi after this one.
I mean, what is it with you and Pepsi?
Oh, the man loves Pepsi. Have you never seen? dramiS is the biggest Pepsi fan.
Other soft drinks are available.
That's true. But I mean, the man likes what he likes. He's fueled by something, and it got him the W today. So 2-1 officially as we take a look at the Exile stats there, just out damaging immensely. 16-11. The railgun was on point. nosfa actually did more damage with the rail, but it was everything else that really came together for dramiS.
Yeah, I mean, and he had full control for large periods of that game, and you can see it again reflected by the item pickups. He played that extremely well. I think the Death Knight was definitely the slightly better pick here. We saw virtually zero utility of the BJ on that map. I think to make the Blazkowicz work, you have to play a particular style, and unfortunately, nosfa wasn't able to pull that out, whereas we saw a lot of utility from the Flame Strike. And again, shows going into the finals that that's one of the champions to be feared pretty much across the board.
Absolutely, and dramiS has to be super stoked with this performance. I mean, it's easy to get down and out, especially after an injury and coming back and not being 100%, but he has proved that he has come back stronger than before, I would say, and he is going to be a big threat in the Stage 3 finals.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of players on the Americas side that are going to be big threats, and again, renewed threats. I think we know what to expect from the EU side now, but it feels like the Americas has definitely grown in stature.
Love hearing you say that. It's fantastic. And in fact, we're going to end it on that one as we got more sets coming up, so don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. I believe we got Cygib and Effortless coming up, so don't go anywhere. More Quake action on this beautiful Saturday after this.